Today, I have just started my cut for the year. It's February 3rd, Monday, 2025. I currently weigh 229 pounds. I'm also beginning my training for the Spartan Beast in October. That's 13 miles of running with, I think, 30 obstacle courses or obstacles along the course. So that's a lot for me. I'm primarily proficient in like sprinting power and like bodybuilding style training. So running is not something that I'm great at. In the past, probably like 2 years ago, I ran a 10K and it was super boring. But I do want to get to a half marathon, and I think by doing the Spartan race, that will allow me to achieve that distance because it breaks it up and there's more like tactical style stuff in between. In order for me to like have this high intensity, high volume training for a prolonged period of time, I am going to have to make sure I'm recovering properly. One thing for me is cold therapy. That's basically doing ice baths. I'm going to be doing an ice bath for 5 minutes after every run. That way the inflammation in my joints and in my muscles will be decreased, and it will allow me to continue to do the high intensity, high volume training of running throughout the week. I'm using Garmin Coach with my Garmin watch and the app to set my pacing for this race. Now, the race is super far out, so that gives me a long time to really build up my endurance, build up my VO2 max, and build up my running capacity prior to the race. The other thing that I'm going to have to continue doing, and that I want to continue doing, is my bodybuilding style lifting. I've always wanted to have a very athletic physique, and going into my 40s, I'm 40 right now, and when I run this race, I will be 41. So doing that and pushing myself further and further through the limits as I age, because we all know the colloquial way of thinking is as you age, you can't do as much. But I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't want to lose a bunch of muscle mass while doing this long distance running. So this is something that I'm going to have to like play with calorie wise, because I've never really done a lot of long distance running while in a fat loss phase. So I don't want to lose a lot of muscle mass while losing a lot of body fat. So this is going to be something that I'll have to really scientifically play with my calories on this. I'm going to finish this ice bath and then get into my training. All right, so just finished the ice bath, and let's go over some of my nutrition for what I'm doing during my cut and during this training. This morning I had eggs and oatmeal. It was about a cup of oatmeal with some honey, about 15 grams of honey, and then I had 2 whole eggs and 275 grams of egg whites. That was for breakfast. Now, for my pre-training meal, post-run, so my pre-lift meal, pre-lift snack, I am doing 1 scoop of whey protein, and then I do some supplements. All right, so one thing with all this running, I want to make sure that I keep a good portion of the muscle mass while I'm dropping weight. I don't want to look like one of those emaciated runners. I don't know if that's possible for me, but it's definitely not a goal of mine. I like to keep a muscular physique. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I'm getting a good amount of protein throughout my day. That's going to be between 215 to 230 grams of protein every single day. So next, after my whey protein, I do my pre-workout. My pre-workout is from Apogee Performance Nutrition. That is the company that I own, and I've developed this pre-workout formula right here, Outer Limit pre-workout. Okay, so this has beta-alanine in it, which will help with endurance and buffer lactic acid to push you further in the gym and in your runs. And the thing about everything in this is it's just like creatine. Creatine works better when you saturate your muscles with it. So the more you use Outer Limit pre-workout and the more you saturate your muscles with the amino acids in Outer Limit, it works better over time. And then it also has caffeine, which works immediately. So beta alanine for endurance and pushing the lactic acid threshold further away so you have less burn. Then it has betaine anhydrous, which helps with recovery, which I'm gonna need with all this heavy intensity work and volume while I'm training for the Spartan race. So anyway, you guys wanna try some outer limit, go to apogeesteps.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Give it a try if you like to. Now I'm gonna drink this pre-workout and get into my lift. So today for my resistance training, I'm going to be working on chest, shoulders, triceps, quads, and glutes. So let's get into that. All right, so first chest exercise of the day is gonna be cable flies. I have 40 pounds. The reps that I'm going for are 14 reps with 40 pounds. And we'll do 3 sets of that. You'll probably just see one because why do you need to see all 3? I don't know. Leave a comment in below. If you want to see the entire workout, let me know. If one set is good of each exercise, also let me know. All right, so when I'm doing this movement, I'm focusing on getting a full stretch in my chest before contracting the muscle to bring it and squeeze in the center here. Whew. Protein. I'm gonna do the last 2 sets of this and then we'll get on to the next exercise. All right, so being in a fat loss phase, my strength and my muscle growth isn't going to necessarily really be happening. At this point in this stage of training, my sole goal here is to maintain the muscle mass that I've put on throughout the bulking phase that I just finished and to try to maintain strength. So right here I have 240 pounds. I will do this for 3 sets of 10, and the goal here is to maintain this amount of weight in my bench press throughout my cut. If I can maintain the amount of weight that I'm pushing for the same amount of reps, then that means that I am holding on to all of the muscle mass that I gained during my bulk. And it's gonna show me that I'm not losing a lot of muscle mass in my cut and throughout this whole training process for the Spartan Beast and running as much as I will be. So anyway, let's get into this. I'm gonna do 10 reps here of 240 pounds. All right, so that last rep was pretty difficult. I would say in 2 more reps, past 10 reps, I definitely would have failed. So that's kind of where my benchmark is. You want to go about 2 reps in reserve, which means you're going to fail in 2 more reps. Obviously, I'm working out by myself. I don't have those like support arms here to catch the weight if I drop it on myself. So I'm not really into filming my own death today. So I'll stop 2 reps before I fail. All right, so I got 85-pound dumbbells here on the incline. I got my bench set up at a 30-degree angle. My goal here is 3 sets of 15. After those 3 sets of bench press, I was supposed to get 3 sets of 10. I got 3, or I got 1 set of 10, 1 set of 9, and 1 set of 7. I think I might need to add a little bit more carbs pre-workout. But anyway, gonna go for 15 here. See if it happens. Okay, 15. That last rep was pretty tough, but I pushed through it. So I've got a question recently that was, I believe it was something like, should you do full range of motion with dumbbells always, or can you do partial reps? My advice on this is you use dumbbells because a barbell can't give you that extended stretch. So if you're having a barbell, you pull it down, it's gonna hit your chest. You can only go so far, unless you're gonna cave your chest in, which most doctors recommend that's not a good idea. So you use dumbbells to get that extra stretch. The more stretch you have in the muscle, the more muscle you can grow, because you're activating more of that muscle fiber. So if you aren't doing full range of motion with your dumbbells, you're selling yourself short. Full range of motion, always as much as you can. Full range of motion means full range of motion for you. If you can't stretch it super far, don't hurt yourself. Get as far as you can. That's it. If you can stretch further next time, even better. It's all about progression, guys. But anyway, you'll see the next exercise right now. All right. This exercise can be tough for some people who are new to it or have some pain in their elbows or their wrists. My recommendation is it's still a good exercise for triceps. If you are having pain in your shoulders, in your elbows, or in your wrists, reduce the weight. You can still do the movement with a lighter weight. Focus on controlling the movement while the muscle is being stretched. So when your arm is bending this way, your triceps are being stretched. Go slow in that movement and controlled through the contraction. All right, so for shoulders today, I'm doing lateral dumbbell raise with a focus on keeping my thumbs down throughout the movement, okay? That will place more emphasis on the middle delt here as you're doing this. If you raise it up like this, you're gonna be putting your arms more in an angle to use your front delt. So thumbs down, pushing out. I'm doing 5 sets, between 15 and 17 reps per set. When you're doing these, a lot of the force, as you're bringing the weight out, you're not getting a lot of force into your muscle from here to about here. So you're bringing it out this way, okay? You don't want to lift your shoulder up. You want a movement that is a sweeping movement, as though you don't have any control in the shoulder other than like this, like a wiper, okay? So out this way, and when you come down, you want it to have a controlled sweep back down to the starting position. And that's gonna give the most stimulus to your middle delts, which will help you grow that pop out shoulder. All right, so one way that I'm going to combat my legs from shrinking too much while running all this mileage until October is strength training them still. I'll still be doing squats, I'll still be doing leg day exercises. Today, right now, I'm going to be doing walking lunges with a quad emphasis. So the goal here is to get a full range of motion in the quads, get a full stretch. And how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take shorter steps. My focus on the front knee, the front working leg, the knee going out over my toes, past my toes, and keeping my back up straight. That is going to allow the most stretch in my quads, in the working quad, when I'm doing this movement. So here we go. First step, out over. Make sure I get good stretch on that quad. So one thing is for sure, from the 6 mile run on Friday to the 2 whatever mile run I did today, my knees are still super tender. So I've reduced the weight a lot. I only have 95 pounds on the bar, but still 95 pounds with all the work from the running. My legs are pretty smoked. So anyway, I'll keep progressing from there. Hopefully over time, my legs can balance out strength and endurance training. We'll see what happens. But I got 12 reps total. I'll do that for another set, and then we'll do glute training. If your butt has taken on the shape of the chair that you sit in for 8 hours a day, start incorporating deficit deadlifts into your routine. Deficit deadlifts put you into a better position to get more stretch out of your glutes, which is your butt, and focus on stimulating those muscles to really grow. All right, guys, that is the end of today's workout. If you want to see more of my nutrition around training and throughout this cut, leave a comment below. Also, if you want to try out Outer Limit and you've made it this far in the video, message me on Instagram at Ryan Padilla Fitness, and I will send you a discount code that you can use on your first purchase. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. Oh, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and now I'll see you in the next one.